This is a video on how to improve student retention in asynchronous online distance education courses. This video is done as a final project for ED 256 at the University of California, Santa Barbara. This is LeBaron Woodyard narrating. How to improve student retention in asynchronous online distance education courses. This is focused on the California Community College system. Distance education is a phenomenon that has been exploding currently, but the California community colleges have been involved in distance education for over 40 years, and we have been growing exponentially over the last 15 years. Currently, over 100,000 FTES are generated in the California community college system. Now, an FTES is what we call a full-time equivalent student, and the state pays a college about $4,300 for each full-time equivalent student. You can do the math. At 100,000, we're talking over $430 million that's been generated through distance education. But distance education has a dirty secret. While it's convenient and it's very popular, many students who take distance education drop the course at a faster rate than do traditional face-to-face courses. This is what we call an echo gap. And echo gap FTES funding is simply when a student drops a course and retakes the course, the state pays the college for that course again. And when that happens multiple times, you get this echo gap. Of the 100,000 FTES generated in the California community college system, 3 to 4% is echo gap FTES funding. That's around $16 million. That's a lot of money. This program is designed to eliminate echo gap FTES funding. How to improve student retention in asynchronous online distance education courses? Well, that will take a program. And this program should consist of 4 major components: marketing and clear pathways, instructional design, student engagement, and activity monitoring with a team response. The first piece to the puzzle is marketing and clear pathways. The first step is to develop a marketing plan to communicate what distance education is and is not, and the type of student that would benefit from distance education courses. Often, when a student takes a distance education course, they're taking it because they don't know what they're getting into. And when they get into it, they find out that it's difficult. They sometimes go into it thinking that it's easy. And because they can take it any time and anywhere, they believe they can always catch up, and often they get behind, and that would cause them to drop the course. So one of the first things you have to do is to get the right customer, to get a student that knows what distance education is, knows what's involved. That will help improve your retention and reduce the dropout rate. Distance education is convenient, anywhere, anytime, quality, engaging, challenging, rigorous, isolating, time-consuming, hard to maintain, and not easy. It's a balancing act. You need to know what you're getting into. It takes a lot of work. If you don't have self-starting qualities, if you don't know how to organize your time, then maybe distance education is not for you. What does it take to be a successful distance education student? You need to have a goal. You need to be organized. You need to be a self-starter. You need to develop a schedule. Don't fall behind. Learn how to work with others and, above all, communicate with your instructor. Effective, regular contact with the instructor are vital key to success in distance education. Colleges should require that all students taking a distance education at the college complete a mandatory one-unit course on how to take and pass a distance education course. If the student can demonstrate that they have taken this type of a course either before or at a previous institution, this requirement could be waived. But it's like preparation. Before you get into something, you learn how to drive. And this is the same thing with distance education. People have been taking regular face-to-face courses all their lives, but this may be the first time they've got into an online environment, and they need to understand what's involved with that. Take and require students to take a distance education course before they enroll in regular distance education classes. Putting it all together for the student. Establish counselors that specialize in distance education students. Have a person that they can go to, their go-to person. They have regular hours, they're accessible remotely, they can respond to students' questions in a minute, and they can help program. You want to establish a clear course and program pathways for students. Oftentimes, when distance education students are moving through the system, they don't know what pathway to take, so they waste time. By having a specialized counselor that can counsel distance ed students, they can lay out the pathways that would help them get to their goal much faster. Create charts that map out visual course patterns for the programs that you have so the student can easily follow that path. Discuss multiple institution enrollment. One of the things about distance education is you don't have to be at the same institution. You can shop different courses and move those courses to a four-year institution. You want to develop a distance education plan, or a DEP. This is a plan that lays out for the student what courses they need to take, when they need to take them, where they need to take them. This will help develop that clear pathway and enable the student to see where they're going, how much time they need to get there. That will also help reduce distance education attrition and improve the retention rate at a college. The second piece to the puzzle is instructional design. Require all asynchronous distance education courses to have a human presence design embedded into the course. Research has demonstrated that a human presence of the faculty member in the course will create a bond with the student and the faculty member just by that human presence. Therefore, all courses would be required to have a 5-minute video posted to the course of the instructor providing an overview of the course. Students will be required to view this video before accessing any instructional content of the course. All assignments will be first presented and explained via video before the student could access the assignment. This human presence design creates a connection between the student and will help improve your retention rate and reduce your attrition rate. In addition to a human presence, you want the instructor to have a presence in the course, a constant presence. You want to think through the various dimensions of online presence, develop a strategy and a rubric for presenting yourself online. Understand how technologies can help the process, and be aware of important red flags. This is critical. Regular effective contact is so important to be able to respond to the student, to know this, for the student to know that the instructor is present. All of this will help improve your retention rate and reduce your attrition rate. Student human presence. It's important that students also have a human presence and that they know that other students are there as well. You would require students to produce a 2-minute video of themselves, to post that video to a class YouTube channel. The video will be an introduction of the student, basic information, who they are, what they are studying, and what they expect to get out of the class. All students in the class will be required to view all of the student videos. This creates a presence for the student with other students. They know who their classmates are. They're able to connect with them. They may even recognize them if they're on campus. Not all students who take DE courses are all remote. As a matter of fact, the research demonstrates that 75% of the students who take a distance education course are also taking an on-campus face-to-face course. So it's possible when they're looking at a video, they recognize the person. Oh, I know that person. And when they see them on campus, they can connect with them, know that they are connecting with them through a distance education course. It builds a sense of community that will also improve your retention rate and reduce your attrition rate. The third piece to the puzzle is student engagement. Who are your classmates' assignments? You want to know who your classmates are. The previous slide talked about your human presence as a student. This is, you want to design a class assignment that engage the community where assignments are team-based. The first assignment would be a team assignment. Everyone would be required to contribute a component in order to complete the assignment. That way you don't have people freeloading off of other people. The initial project would be a part of a team of 4 people. Each team member would interview 2 team members, produce a dossier document of the team. This builds personal connection with 3 other people in the class, and you'll be able to establish other elements of knowing each other. You want to improve student participation, have instructors serve as a model for interaction, create forums that support the learning environment, create a grading system to promote substantive participation, and generate ownership of content, increase participation, and build community by having student moderators. All of these things build community, build engagement, help improve retention, reduce attrition. The last piece to the puzzle is activity monitoring for team response and engagement. Data analytics strategy. Data analytical software will sit on top of the enterprise system and monitor student activity. This is important. Many times when students become distance ed students, then they get behind. They may not enroll or may not engage in the course for 2, 3, 4 days. This would be detected through data analytics software. Specific parameters would be identified as triggers to alert course staff, faculty or teaching assistants, tutors, or peer advisors. There would be multiple triggers identified that are based on statistical evidence to create a set of trigger scenarios that would be acted upon by designated staff. This is high technology, using data analytics to look and do data mining and pick up certain patterns. And those patterns are identified high touch, combination of high tech and high touch. Would be a team would be identified. The high touch would be a team of professionals and paraprofessionals to immediately contact the student personally. The person contacting the student will be trained and have a variety of resources available to them to connect the student to the right resource to address their issue. In other words, there'd be something like a traffic cop. They see the computer identifies this student's in trouble. You go to that, you zero in that student. Then in your conversations with the student, you find out that there are multiple issues. So this person may not be an expert in solving that, but they would know and have resources and cheat sheet that they can refer the student to for services, and even develop somewhat of a caseload that they can follow up with that student. This could all be done in a situation where you have a central hub monitoring multiple campuses with a team of people. So it's a high-tech, high-touch environment that allows you to really hone in on who's getting behind and what resources they can get. So this combination, data analytics, high-touch, high-tech combination will truly impact your retention, improve it, get to students in time, prevent them from dropping out, get them the resources that they need. High-tech, high-touch. A high-tech, high-touch example. For example, using a hypothetical scenario, parameters set that is based on evidence that if a student does not log in to the class in the first 72 hours of the first week, there's a 50% chance they would drop the course. When a student does not log into the course in the first 72 hours, the software alerts designated staff. That is the high-tech part of the solution. Then what happens is that they are on the phone to the person, they determine what the situation is and help resolve that situation. It's a puzzle, putting it all together. Marketing and clear pathways, instructional design, student engagement, activity monitoring, and with a team response.